So I'm gonna talk to all of the MDs or those of no.
What's up, guys? Back to another video. Today's topic is something along the line of asking professional musicians for advice, asking advice from my friends, different things, something along that line. These last 5 or 6 months between summer camps, church services, or just grabbing lunch or whatever, I brought my camera along with me and asked some of my friends one of two questions. Either if they could go back in time and give their younger self advice, what would that advice be? Or what's the most important advice that they can give a musician or singer?
What's the board? 11,
I see.
11,
And most of
11,
the
and then
amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it? The cliff. You know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. Even though this isn't the first YouTube video on the YouTube channel, this is the first one that I worked on. So there are going to be some questionable videos here quality-wise. Some are going to be a little dark, a little grainy. I didn't know about ISO at the time. Some of the videos I forgot to focus on. And then some of the videos you'll see people are holding a microphone in their hand, and the microphone isn't even recording. So we're definitely going to see kind of different qualities of videos in here. But,
Piece of advice would be to be prepared for anything, as in like bring extra cables, bring extra anything you can, because there's always going to be someone that's going to be missing something, and when you're there to provide it for them, people are going to be looking at you as the guy that's always prepared.
Okay, most important thing every musician should know is the fundamentals of their instrument. Practice every day for at least 45 minutes and just perfecting your craft.
I would say maybe like try to make new like friends with everyone on the gig, like get to know them a bit, because you never know, like if you get another call back, you want to get in there kind of knowing some people you can kind of gravitate towards. So you don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, he got called in and just always on his phone, and not really like hanging out with people, fellowshipping with like the crew, just getting to know everyone. It's awkward at first, but just like saying like, oh dude, you sound good, or hey man, that was a really cool fill, and then from there just start talking about just little things here and there. I think that goes a long way.
The most important thing for me, in my opinion I should say, that a musician ought to pursue as a personality trait, I should say, is someone that's easy to hang out with. You could be the most talented person, you could be the least talented person, and if you're a great hang, everyone wants to be around you and everyone wants to have you.
Just don't watch porn. It's gonna be there, it's gonna be available to you, just don't do it. It's gonna ruin your life, right? So, that's my word.
Be that when you're planning your worship set, pray and ask the Lord what you're supposed to sing, because you will fight the battle of wondering what everybody else thinks about your song choice and the flow of your service.
Stay humble. That you have to worship in your own time. So like for me, I have made a habit of like actually sitting down in my house and playing worship music, whatever comes to my mind, whatever God is speaking to my heart.
So I got two small pieces of advice for you. The first one is be confident. Every time you go play, at a gig or whether it's a church or wherever you gotta go play, and also just play what you know. So don't be afraid, and also be yourself. When you go to a place, don't try to act, don't try so hard to fit in with, people or whatever. Yes, make friends, connect with people, but you don't have to change who you are.
I think you need to be the one that knows the music the best. That means know key changes, know the next song that's coming up, know it in and out, verse, chorus, just the map of the song. Know it better than everybody else so you can be a leader and to help people get through the song the way they need to.
I guess patience and discipline will get you where you want to be. patience and discipline, and obviously the favor of God.
The biggest advice that I could give to any like aspiring worship leaders, singers, musicians is to just be yourself. Don't compare yourself to others, because you have your own gift and your own style, and comparison is the thief of joy. So sometimes we compare ourselves to others and we don't even realize that God gave us our own gift and our own grace to fulfill that gift. God only gives you the grace to be who you're called to be.
There's something so special about being unique, and as easy as it is to conform to, you know, the way that other people are doing their music or anything regarding art or creativity, it's so important that you stay true to what your views are and the way that you want to do your art.
Just stay down, keep grinding, keep yourself committed, stay committed to what you're doing, and don't give up.
Yeah. Sorry.
Years on that.
I feel like sometimes we tie our identity in our musicianship, and it really affects how we take criticism. It affects how we judge ourselves. But if we find our identity in Christ first, it shouldn't be a problem. It's a big problem in the music scene, especially Christian music scene. It's like that imposter syndrome. I feel like if you find your identity in Christ first, it'll work out.
All right, your talent will open doors for you, but your character will keep you atop.
One thing every musician should know. Definitely, I would say that no matter how expensive the other guy's gear is, no matter how long they've been playing, good gear or expensive gear doesn't mean great playing or in general. You know, I personally grew up having the same guitar for 6-7 years. You have to be thoughtful of, you know, people don't always have the ability to have the most expensive gear, and you know, it might be nice to have it, but if you have all the expensive gear and you don't know how to play, you don't have the basics of knowledge of music, then there's no point in spending that. But I would recommend definitely someone that's starting off and learning the basics, and don't get discouraged when you see other musicians have the best gear, because it's not always about the gear, you know, it's about the heart and how much effort you put into your craft. So yeah, I just encourage you to keep going and strive to be the best.
So I'm probably going to talk to all my MDs out there, those of you that have a talkback mic. I have 3 points. First of all, never forget who you're doing it for. Give God all the glory and honor.
Shoot! Jesus Christ! Shoot a thing!
The second thing is learn Ableton or any other DAW program that's out there. And the third thing is call out everything. Even if you think or you feel like the musicians or the vocals should know their parts, even in the midst of that, still call them out, and they should know. But call out everything. They will love you for it.
I don't regret anything necessarily, but if I could give myself an advice, it'd be like, hey, just 1, you have blessings coming to you. 2, be patient. 3, if you want those blessings, work on yourself and position yourself to where those blessings, you can receive them. You're ready to receive them. Grow, learn, and do it earlier maybe. So that way, I love where I am now, but if I wanted to be further, then I would have to start earlier. But at the end of the day, my number 1 priority is my relationship with God. And that entails loving Him and understanding that He loves me, but also just being obedient because I love Him so much. I mean, I want to be obedient, and it's only for my good. If God tells me to do something, it's for my good. So that's my priority. So whether you're a musician or not, whether you believe in God or not, I highly suggest that you meet your creator while you're alive and see what that life has in store for you, and you'd be surprised how things just align in your life.
The best advice I give to musicians is to buy a big guitar.
Bruh.
Alright, I got